Good morning. Thank you all for coming this morning. My name is Matt Poland, and I'm the CEO of Hartford Public Library, and I'm pleased that we're all here to celebrate what has been an incredibly successful and beneficial partnership to the city of Hartford between the library and Capital Workforce Partners over the last 2 years. I was just mentioning that it seems that we were just here introducing it, and it's been 2 years already. You may know this, but 30 million Americans used a library to help address career and employment needs in the last 12 months, according to estimates released by the University of Washington, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the IMLS, which is our federal agency. These job seekers reported using the library to submit online applications, search for employment opportunities, and work on their resumes. Many of them visited the library after that on a regular basis, and 3/4 of these visitors who came originally for job searches reported that they continued to use their libraries at least once a week. Working together, libraries and public workforce system can make it easier for job seekers to get employment and training that can lead to better jobs, career pathways, and sustainable wages. Success in the 21st century requires that adults must meet the necessary requirements of information, digital, and technological expertise that are necessary for a career. Beginning at birth, progressing through pre-K and 12 education, and ultimately continuing into the workforce, our citizens are faced with many challenges to stay ahead. Hartford Public Library is on the forefront as a vital learning system with services, programs, and instruction that it provides to all learners. What makes this center so special, therefore, is the wonderfully unique environment. Job seekers are able to receive guidance and support from able staff, very wonderful career agents that we have here, on their path to employment, and in the same location can access a world of learning services, resources, skill development, and cultural enhancement. As we all know, building a strong workforce is not an isolated task and requires so much more than simply connecting job seekers to jobs. Within the library, there are so many additional programs and services to help Hartford residents create comprehensive, well-rounded lives and careers, whether through English language learning, math and computer literacy skills, arts enrichment, or simply accessing infinite possibilities from the collections that we hold. CTWorks HPL customers and all library customers have the unique ability to do all of that and more, all in one place. Shortly, you will hear from job seekers who found success in this space, and it is our hope that models such as this will open doors in the years ahead, not only here in Hartford, but across the nation. Through the replication of innovative partnership models. Hartford, as many of you know, has many challenges, but what it doesn't lack for innovative ideas. And the importance around innovative ideas is that you stick to it, you push your ideas, you make sure that people understand the value of those ideas. And the partnership between Capital Workforce Partners and the library is a clear example of, initially, could that work? And here we are 2 years later saying a resounding yes, it does work. And it's very important that the citizens who use this space tell you their story, and they will in a minute. I'd like to personally thank Capital Workforce Partners, Tom Phillips and his entire staff, and all of the staff at Hartford Public Library for their hard work and dedication to making this one-stop center such an incredibly powerful community resource. And I especially thank our customers who inspire us every day with their determination and spirit. Thank you very much. And as I mentioned, the other half of the partnership is Capital Workforce Partners. A group of very dedicated people who I've watched over my time here in Hartford really become each year the organization that's necessary for the development of jobs in the face of great difficulties with funding, over these last years. There's an innovation, a spark at Capital Workforce Partners that keeps pushing the rest of us in Hartford to do better, to think better, to not say no. It's hard to say no to Tom Phillips. So when you don't say no and you go with these innovative ideas, things work very powerfully here. And so I'm proud to introduce the leader of our partner organization, Tom Phillips.
Good morning, everybody. I came in the front door and it said no beverage or food, so I'm going to put that right here. I know what it's like to be in a library. We all remember when we were growing up, right? I always kid about the Dewey Decimal System. How many people remember that? Now you know how old you are. All the boomers remember that. Anyway, isn't this a beautiful facility? I mean, is there not a better looking library that I've been into around the country? I mean, this place is just amazing. It was a journey. It was certainly a journey, but timing is everything, as they say, and certainly an idea that I was pushing many years ago when Matt came on in this leadership role, and we got to know each other and talk about this idea. I kind of met a good partner who likes to take risks and push the envelope, because at the end of the day, it's all about the customer, and the customer is the folks in this community that are struggling to find work and a better life. And we took full advantage of this beautiful facility because, and I've noticed the job seekers here aren't even paying attention to us. They're doing their work. Isn't that great? But really, you have to go where the customer is. And yes, we do have American Job Center, career centers, it used to be called Connecticut Works. We have those, but anybody that's been into this library at any time, it's usually full. And a lot of people are coming here, so we have to go where the people are. And we got together as a planning team, and I want to recognize, too, both Capital Workforce Partner staff. Would you raise your hands, please? All of you, thank you. And KRA staff from our one-stop system, our contractor. They make it work. Our people, obviously, from CWP are the ones who have been involved in the planning process, working with Matt's team over the last almost 2 years. And the KRA staff are the folks that are here every day, working with all of the job seekers that are here right now. But at the end of the day, for me, it's all about leveraging assets. It's a new term we use in this community called collective impact. It is about collective impact to get better outcomes for people in this community. It's all about moving people back into the workforce or in a better job in the workforce towards self-sufficiency. Because as we say, we create taxpayers. We can create consumers that buy goods and services, and we don't want anybody to be in the public safety net system. We want them to be totally self-sufficient. That's how we build Hartford back to where it can really be in the future. So this place is obviously beautiful. The central location of it downtown, great asset. It's accessible by public transportation. One thing that we have here that we don't have in our traditional one-stop model is flexible hours. So we have evening and weekend hours, because not everybody can gain access Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. So we have to help the customer again, and we've been able to achieve that. We also have a proximity to HPL's adult literacy resources that were already here, so we can leverage that. We also have access to the American Place and Harvard History Center, which adds value to the customers coming here. It's kind of like a true one-stop hybrid, if you will. And our ongoing partnerships at all levels, from the frontline staff, are being integrated into the HLP operation, and our executive team is working on that as part of the strategic plan. So how have we done? What's our report card? Because that's always important. We've been at close to 2,500 people that we've served since we opened almost 2 years ago. Probably a couple hundred that we can document have gotten into employment opportunities as a result of the assistance. Last year, we did about 1,200 in the last fiscal year ending this past June, with about 100 people that were documented into employment. We're really thrilled that the library is interested in taking a lead with Move Up as it relates to developing the assessment center that we're going to be having here, we hope, as we gain more resources, because it's all about, trying to help the customer to have a more uniform intake process, assessment of personal education and workforce skills, et cetera. We want to be able to make sure that we have a complete understanding of what a person's needs are and be able to then match the services and programs that we have to get them to those outcomes that we all want them to have and that they want to have. We're going to be looking at how we can enhance the smart classroom. That's certainly going to be something that we've been talking about for a while. We want to build on this because keep in mind that this is always about continuous improvement. And knowing Matt the way I do, he gets a little restless. He always wants to improve and improve and improve. And I think that's what we're doing. We're building on it, and the ideas that come up from the team about, well, maybe we could try this. Have we thought about this? So it continues to build. So this is not ever going to be over in terms of what the final product is. I think it's just going to keep evolving as it goes along. And I have to say, too, that it was a couple of years ago that both Matt and Alex Johnson from my team, because I'm part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, did a presentation in Baltimore. And to this day, I still have colleagues from around the country that ask me, so how is that doing? That's an amazing model. How did you ever get the library system to work with the workforce system? How did you do that? And so we're really kind of a pioneer nationally in what we've been able to do here. I think it's really important, too, on the partnership. We mentioned the partner. We're looking to build more partnerships. Certainly the city is a huge partner in working with us. We're looking to build more partnerships because at the end of the day, we are going to continue to need ongoing resources to support this, but we want to be able to have a unified approach to our resource development plan. So we agree on what the priorities are, what the strategies are to implement those priorities, and what are the resources. And again, it's not always money, but money is nice. It's also about in-kind supports through partnerships. So we're going to continue to build the partnership model. And I'd say at the end, too, we want to be able to take full advantage of technology, continue to build on that technology. It's so vitally important that we can leverage that, and we have to figure a way to resource that as well. And lastly, I'll just mention that we also want to see how we can leverage volunteers. At the end of the day, we think that to really make this a continuous improvement effort, we have to ramp up our volunteers to increase the capacity of our support to the job seekers that are here and really take advantage. UConn is moving downtown, like right over here. School of Social Work is going to be right over here. Why not take advantage of some interns who can maybe help get some good experience and help us out at the same time? So all in all, you can, as I've said and what you heard from Matt, great things have happened. Great things are going to be happening in the next few years, and really appreciate all of you coming here today. And again, thank the staff for your continued support. Thank you. And we're going to hear from the job seekers now, right? Who's introducing them? You want to do it? Matt will do it.
I've got the list. Yep, I do. Thank you, Rich. So again, as Tom said, and so many of you know, that the important part of this work is not just the physical space that we put together, but the success of the space. And so we have some of our job seekers with us today who want to talk to you a little bit about their experience here. And the first one is Carmen Ortiz. Carmen?
Thank you very much. I was a job seeker, now I have a job. And I'm going to tell you my journey. My journey to the Connecticut Works. I remember my journey at the Connecticut Works when I got laid off in July 19, 2011. Wow, that's way back. My first visit was the month of July, and I came here for services every day, 3 or more times a week to seek employment. The services I used here was job search, internet search, email, networking, completing job applications, creating cover letters, and even also thank you letters, and much more. The month of November 2012, I became homeless with my 16-year-old son named Jamil. This journey wasn't easy. I never lost hope because I needed to be strong and focused with God's help. I'm only going through a short back. This is temporary. I can't give up now. The first stop was at my roommate's house. I was there only for 3 months in her house. The second stop was February the 5th, 2013, the Salvation Army shelter. And the Hartford area was a different setting for us. I remember when I entered the shelter, I started to receive phone calls for jobs. Eventually, I prayed on the city bus saying, "Dear Lord, I wish that someone has created a list of temp jobs." Well, guess what? It happened that day when I walked in at ConnecticutWorks. I found the list of temp jobs, and I will never forget. It's right there in the center. It was orange. And orange, wow. When I found it, that very same day, I called the temp agency and received an interview for a work site for at least a week. But I did not stop here. I called again to another temp agency and also received an interview along with a job assignment that lasted 2 weeks. And I completed another assignment, which I completed this assignment in good terms. I called again for another assignment, which lasts 3 weeks. Finally, on November 15 of 2013, I had to leave the Salvation Army shelter because my time was up. My status of jobs was only temporary, no full-time job, no permanent job at the moment. Lastly, the very same day, we entered the East Hartford Community Shelter Family Unit. This to me was the hardest part of my journey. The final stage of this journey was the hardest part because I've never been in an uncomfortable room with so many people. I didn't know in completely different, the completely different atmosphere. When I was in that room, I thought I was going to lose it. I felt an atmosphere of anger and depression, and then I saw my son with tears in his eyes. I told him, "I am so sorry." He said, "Mom, it's not your fault." Right now, it was getting harder. I made plans to escape, and then the staff member comes in and opens the door wide open. I will never forget the words she said. "Ms. Carmen, it looks like she said, "Ms. Carmen, it looks like you feel like you're going to run." And I said, "Yes, I feel like running." And I told her, and I said, "I do. Do you mean that?" Then I noticed that she said, "You're in a good place." For sure, the staff member was right. Within 15 days of my stay, I received phone calls from the state of Connecticut to start work May 30th, 2013. This was a temporary job, but I was so grateful that I ended up being hired December 5th, 2013 as a permanent status. I conclude with this. If the past was to knock my door, I remember, and I will remember. And I'll say, "Yes, I remember you." Guess what? Now I have a job, I have the mind of Christ, and I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. Special thanks to ConnecticutWorks for giving me an opportunity to continue to achieve my goals. I first also thank you for 2005 when I was introduced to ConnecticutWorks was with Mary. She saw me when I first came in. I didn't know anything about Microsoft Word, email, nothing. She's the one that pulled the string, and then she guided me. 2011, when I first came here, Nardia, where's Nardia? She welcomed me with a smile. Of course, unemployment, I need a job. The smile made it happen for me when I first came in here. Then I was introduced to Martha. Martha was the one that supplied the list over here, and we got connected every single day. She said, "Carmen, you need anything?" I said, "Yes, find me a job office somewhere, something." And I was so grateful for everybody who was involved, being connected, because the city of Hartford is an easy access for ConnecticutWorks to help the people of the city of Hartford. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen, very much. The road is hard, but it's not impossible. And I think Carmen's story is one story that helps us all understand that. Our next job seeker is Milton Ortiz.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know, I feel right now nervous. I don't know why, because after 25 years talking to the public as a teacher, I feel nervous, but I think the occasion is it. I want to thank CTWorks staff for the help I received when I came in to look for jobs. Excuse me, when Marta asked me to come into talking today, I asked her if I can talk in Spanish. That is my first language. She says me to try in English. I go try. If any error, be kind to excuse me. Thank you. As a new resident in the city of Hartford, I didn't have any idea where or how to looking for a job or find assistance with this process. Finding employment will take a huge effort because I didn't have a personal transportation and needed to depend on public transportation. My situation was very hard, really hard. Then a friend told me about CTWorks. At first, I went to the main office on Main Street because I live in this area. But after I moved downtown and started going to the library, this library, I realized that CTWorks was a lot closer to my new home. I met with Marta and Noria, who helped me with my resume making corrections. Under this guidance, I began to work to write cover letters and complete some job applications. I explained my abilities, experience, at background to the case managers, asking them for companies with opening and asked for orientation or suggestion in finding and applying the new jobs. Also, I told them my transportation limits, so began to looking for some position that I can get to own on the bus transportation that offered a satisfactory salary and matched my experience. And they keep this in mind all the times, my transportation problems. I have to tell you probably the 2 or 3 years before I came into Connecticut, my situation was very hard because I lost my job in Texas. I moved to Florida to looking for a job over there, but I looking for something special as a teacher. I don't found nothing over there, so I moved to California. In California, I cannot found it. Moved to Mexico. From Mexico, come to New York. I went to Spain, my country. I went to Colombia and come back to New York. Somebody asked me to come in Connecticut that probably the opportunities are more big. Currently, the job I found is in a domain of my background studies, matches my personal preferences, and in a company that makes me feel satisfied. HARC is a non-profit organization that helps people with several kinds of disabilities. The company's philosophy is to give clients a comfortable life, job opportunities, and humanitarian guidance. I work as a one-on-one job coach with a person with severe mental, physical disabilities, and I am proud of what I do. CTWorks tools and services are efficient, in demand, and best of all, free. Computers, information, job fairs, personal guidance, courses, and many more opportunities can be used at any moment. Additionally, if a job seeker doesn't know how to use them, the staff are ready to instruct and orient people in the different services. My success is a result of the knowledge, dedication, and hard work of the people here at CTWorks. More important, it is their comprehension of the needs, abilities, and possibilities of the job seekers, and their ability to helping them achieve their goals that makes this center great. Thank you for CTWorks. Thank you for all the people that every time, in the main office, and over there and over here in the library, thank you because they helping me in very difficult moment, and thank you. Thank you, Marta. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Milton, and we're proud of you too. Going through the journey that you went through to now be working with citizens who are also underserved, citizens with disabilities. We're proud of that decision you made. Thank you and congratulations and good luck. Joseph Burton. Is Joseph here? He had to leave. Okay. Ariel Valentin. Ariel.
Hello. Hello everyone. Okay. My name is Ariel. About the services provided by Nordia of CTWorks. I say Nordia first, not that, CTWorks is Nordia, but, she's made CTWorks for me. And all the rest of the staff who are here working hard every day to make stuff happen so that we have resources. It has had an impact in my livelihood. I mean, seriously, from needing to pay bills to providing my family with a choice of foods, it all comes down to the help that I received. I was then capable of doing so. When some people say that they are unemployed due to no jobs, I say you just have to apply yourself to be recognized, to get ahead. In gaining a job, don't give up, pursue options. The resources are at your fingertips, literally at your fingertips. I am here today out of gratitude and appreciation for the few who have given me the tools necessary to be employed and stay employed. Such things as, how to efficiently write and revise a cover letter or revise your resume periodically so that you're updated and everybody understands what it is that you're looking for as opposed to not. And so it's been hard for me. I wanted to say more, but I'll say less. It says, I'm here out of gratitude and appreciation. And because of that, I'm here. And I'm employed, as opposed to facing failure of not doing my all to get another job. I'm now employed and gainfully employed. I say, just look, listen, and pursue applications. They'll help you out at every corner. It says, here you can expect results. I know, because the proof is I now am recently promoted assistant manager for the Family Dollar stores right here in Hartford. And that's coming from just recently cleaning the floors and taking out the trash. So I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative to the people that are here in CTWorks who make this happen. I guess that's all I have to say. Sorry for making it so short, but I got a job I got to get back to.
Thank you, Ariel. And if you're late, Martha and Nardia will call it for you. Thank you so much. Wonderful story. And you know, it still works that if you work hard enough to get in to an organization that's growing and you put your mind to it, there are other jobs that will become available, and you can increase your skills and rise up a ladder to do well for yourself and also for the people who depend on you. So congratulations, Ariel, for the work that you've done as well. The next person we have is Joseph Seymour, who is going to talk a little bit about the selected services available as one stop. Good to see you, Joe. Good.
I'm giving some time for my partner to make his way. My name is Joseph Seymour, and my partner Charles Botts. We are the trainer subject matter expert team with KRA, and we offer a lot of services here at the library. I'm talking specifically about some of the resume services that we provide. There's basically 4 ways that we provide resume services. You have access to computers. If you're comfortable working in Microsoft Office, you can build your own resume. We also have a brand new tool. There is a resume builder that is on the HPL website that you can link to through these computers, which makes building resumes very easy. We also have time to sit down with a certified resume writer, which is myself, who will help to critique a resume that you have to make it better. But last but not least, we wanted to talk about the great work that Nordia and Martha do every day, all day. They will sit down with you and build a resume from scratch. And even as Charles is coming, we come here a couple of times a week, but they're here every day. Monday through Thursday, they're here from 10 to 8. On Friday and Saturday from 10 to 5. And they're the real heroes here. They're the ones that's really making a difference. We get to come in and, look good every, couple of days. But we want to call them up. We make sure that you all get a round of applause because of the great work that you all do. And as they're coming, come on up. Don't be shy. And as we're coming, Charles is going to talk briefly about what he does. Well, we wanted to make sure that that you all get to see the true superheroes here that come do the work every day.
Thanks, Joe. And as Martha and Nordia stay, in addition to the resume support services that we provide, there are an array of additional services. You see the real stars of today's show, our customers here, working very dutifully on the computers. We also are part of a collaboration with Easter Seals, and through our partnership, we'd actually like John and Charles to join us at the front as well. Through our partnership with Easter Seals, we have the ability to provide additional technical support by way of getting assistance with filling out an application, any technical assistance that may be required, as we heard some of the customers talk about, as far as revising a resume or just making some tweaks, while Martha and Nordia are doing the good work of kind of digging into the weeds of someone's career plan or career goals. John and Charles can provide some of that technical support so that it really is a nice partnership and there isn't a considerable gap in services. I have the unique opportunity to come in a couple times a month and provide workshop facilitation by way of interviewing techniques. And so as folks kind of do the hard work of getting resumes together and getting cover letters together and filling out applications, once they're ready to take that kind of final step in their search process, they have an opportunity to spend some time with me, and we make sure that they're fully prepared to have success on their interview, so that we continue to hear more of the success stories like we heard today. So again, we really appreciate the opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about the services, and we're so grateful to be part of this amazing team here at the Hartford Public Library. Thank you.
And, and you know, so there is a Hartford Public Library also is not just sort of a big operation with no people. There are really people who work on this every day, and I want to acknowledge and have her come up, Kelly O'Donnell. Kelly O'Donnell is the linkage to the system. And when I first got to the library, Kelly was trying to do all of this job and career on her own. It's part of what drove me to talk to Tom about how we could make this work even better. And so with Kelly and Marta and Nardia and our friends from Easter Seals, we've created really a model for this work. And you've heard the job seekers whose lives have been changed from the work that's done here. We also have Kateria Delgado, who is going to talk about health orientations for the job seekers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kateria Delgado. I am currently the Health Careers Project Coordinator for Capital Workforce Partners. My most recent role here at the Hartford Public Library was the Allied Health Recruitment Placement Coordinator for the Health and Life Sciences Career Initiative through the community colleges. So my presentation, the presentation now has been handed off to Marianne Martinez, who is now the new me. But working with the Hartford Public Library, my session really was for any job seeker or customer who needed more information about possibly making a career change into healthcare. As many of us know, healthcare really is a booming sector in our region. So the orientation or the session really focuses on giving the customer information about even introductory information, career services that's healthcare related, and training opportunities in our region. So as far as many of the Capital Community College, which I know was here today, and Manchester Community College, which is in our region, working with them with their new health and life sciences programs so that we can then recruit people to these programs so they can get trained in a new career and then in turn get a new job. So that was my role here. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. The new person will be coming in soon. The sessions are held here every first Wednesday of the month. So it is once a month. Eventually we would like to bump it up to more times a month. But it has been a great opportunity. Of course, everyone's giving Nordy and Martha a shout out, which is well deserved, because working here has been a pleasure. I am housed at Capital Workforce Partners, but every time I come here is always with open arms, and I'm always feeling at home here. So thank you, everyone, and please come to the next session next month. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce you to someone who I always like to see wherever I go. But Councilwoman Cynthia Jennings is a huge supporter of the work that's being done by the library and CWP. And as a person on our council, there are lots of challenges in our city for sure. But she is a staunch supporter of public education and the work that's done to help our citizens. So I'm delighted that she's here. Personally, I like to see her, but I'm also delighted that she's going to have a few minutes to talk to you.
I would just like to say that we have one of the best libraries in the country, and we should all give our library director a round of applause, because he is so open to anyone using this library and being able to better their lives. I'm actually on city council, and I actually developed a task force called the Hartford Hires Task Force. And it is the goal of Hartford Hires Task Force is to make sure that anyone that lives in the city of Hartford that wants a job shall have a job. We are actually, in the back, we have Catherine Freeman. She's an attorney that staffs the Hartford Hires Task Force, and we are very blessed to have a number of people, Eloy Toppin and others that chairs the task force from procurement. And these are the people that have been working together with the unions, with the Metro Alliance, the businesses, and making sure that we have opportunities and legislation in place and enforcement to make sure that people are hired in the city of Hartford. We need your skills, we need your talents, and we need you to be developed into a workforce that is going to work and carry us into the next century. Your children are going to be critical to this city's survival. If we in the city of Hartford do not have people that are employed, our city will not survive, and we will have to lay off people and raise taxes. We've got to develop the people in this city to actually be able to support their families, buy homes, pay taxes, spend money with local businesses, and it's a system that works together, and we are working towards that system. I know many of you have heard about the stadium and the possibility that there will be a stadium, but not just a stadium, but $350 million of development, which means lots of jobs in construction, office work associated with the construction industry, and also we also have we received funding for an $80 million project to rebuild Weaver High School. We have Bowes Park that's going to be redeveloped in conjunction with University of Hartford. We have Westbrook Village that is also online. We have at least 20 years worth of work online. We are working with unions and developers now to make sure that we have a training program, and we're working hopefully with Connecticut Works and other state agencies in order to develop a pre-employment program so that you can get assistance in getting your resume done, getting the proper paperwork that you need to come forward to get a job, making sure that you have your driver's licenses and that you have your OSHA, which is safety certification to go on any work site. You need that OSHA 10 certification, so write that down. If you're interested in going on a work site, you've got to get it. It's a 2-day training program that you can get either through CREC or through the state or through HEDCO. There's numerous places where we can get it, but we want Connecticut Works and the Jobs Funnel to lead you and guide you through to where you know you just walk in the door at the library and you have already a plan for where you have to go if you want to participate in the upcoming jobs. And we are now negotiating a required amount of Hartford residents that will work on this. We're at 30% now. We're shooting for 50%. We may end up with about 40% of these jobs, and there are thousands of them coming up over the next 20 years. Thousands, okay? So we're trying to negotiate to make sure that our residents have an opportunity to work, that you no longer have to live in a shelter. And believe me, I heard one woman talking about looking for temporary jobs and how she had to live in a shelter. They didn't have shelters. I was homeless with 2 kids and I had to live in my car, okay? And I can tell you that I dropped out of high school. I had to live in my car. I had to look for temporary jobs. I had to, and I'll tell you another thing. I volunteered on I've volunteered on 30 political campaigns so I could get to know the people that I needed to know to get jobs. And believe me, they would guide me and make sure that I finished high school, that I went to college, that I went to law school. So they made sure that I did what I had to do in order to stabilize my life. And so many of us are totally committed to making sure that you have the opportunity. It's all you have to do is do the work, follow the instructions, grab yourself someone you respect that has more than you have and has the knowledge that you need to get where you need to go, and stick with them. Don't let them go until they get you to where you need to go. So we thank you all for participating in the program. We love you. We want you to succeed. And we at City Hall, in the mayor's office, and the Board of Education, the library, we're all working together to make sure that you have an opportunity to work if you so desire. So, and additionally, we urge people, if you know you have issues such as drug dependency or any other types of issues, we all had those issues too. You can deal with those issues. Go get help, because you're going to need to be whole to get a job. Or maybe not to get a job, but you need to work on that to keep a job, okay? And we wish you much success, and you will have success if you just work with the people who are willing to work with you. So God bless all of you, and thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you, Councilwoman Jennings. That's what excitement's all about. Thank you for being here, and thank all of you for being here to get an update on Connecticut Works at HPL, but also to hear from people who have benefited greatly by the services provided here, quite humbly, I might add. These staff members are actively engaged in the success of their customers, not in their own success. You don't hear, you know, they're the stars are the job seekers, and you can't ask for more. That is a commitment that goes way beyond, you know, the average commitment that people give to their jobs. So we thank you very much for that, all of you who are working on it. While you're here, I want to make sure that you all see the Romare Bearden murals. They made their way from storage last Friday. Lifted through those windows in that corner, which were removed so that they could be hung here. Romare Bearden is inarguably the most famous and collage artist in the world, an American, African American, and we are blessed to have these beautiful murals here in our library, not only for those of us today who are living, but for the future and the programming that can be done around this great artist work. So enjoy them. One of them is here. This one's called Olympic, and the one over the atrium is Untitled, and it's about arts and culture, and please enjoy it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support of CWP and the library, and we'll continue to do our best to serve you well. Thank you.